All right, so day one we had a bunch of things happening with Tesla. Day two was all about Apple, and then yesterday another thing that really took off was a big play on Ford. So we had this one contract we grabbed yesterday. We took five contracts of Ford calls, picked them up at 12 cents each, and they ended up at 36. They even hit 47. I think it had actually almost touched 50 and then came back down. I decided, well, not even decided. I had to diamond hand it because I don't have the funding for day trading it. But most likely, I would have probably had a limit order to sell it at 40 cents, if anything, if I could day trade it, buy and sell it the same day. Um, right now, this morning, it looks like Ford's coming back down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure as we approach opening market hours, it'll just start taking off even more. And then hopefully I can still close it at the same 200% gain. That was pretty insane, right? So we're up 200% in one play in one single day. Of course, also been watching MedX and ZOM. They've also been taking off a lot lately. So at any given time, they can just go ahead and start approaching a dollar again. At which point I would offload both of them. I have heavy positions in both stocks, as you can see right here. For today, we're watching a couple things. So UPS did a good move yesterday. Looking at the chart, you can see it's starting to form patterns that are going to lead to an upward trend. On the 1 hour time frame, we're seeing that UPS is forming a flag above average volume, so it's really looking to retest its all-time high levels. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that today just to see how that goes. When I first started last year, Snow, QCOM, and MU were big deals. In fact, MU used to have really, really big plays back in the day. Not sure what happened. I guess it was related to microchips, but they started falling like crazy, and then lately they've you can see reclaimed the throne, right? So they're back to the you can see over the last 3 months they've been able to reascend from being under 70 to approaching $100. So most likely, in my opinion, I think this is pretty much hitting a top point right now. It's not really gonna go any higher, as you can see. For the longest time, they really just right here, April 2021, that was the last time they were at that $95 range. So right now they're pretty much hitting resistance, and if they break through it, I'd want to see a pretty strong break on that. Otherwise, it's just going to hit resistance and come back down. So QCOM, MU, Snow, I'm going to be watching all three of them. Snow, you can see very nicely forming a triangle right here, but there's a lot of red candles that are kind of taking away from what I would really want, right? So, on the daily frame, Snow broke down the wedge and closed under the lower trend line of the wedge. Buyer stepped up when it bounced, but it's not really looking that strong. If it goes above 332, then you can start seeing that the previous resistance will become support and it'll start hitting the 340 resistance. So that's a little area in between right there where you could possibly grab calls and see how that plays out. Um, the last thing here is Affirm, right? So we've seen a lot of holiday shopping that took place. Of course, Affirm helps people not have to pay the moment they buy things. So it's like a credit card, but not really. It's more of a payment program, buy now, pay later, that kind of thing. And with holiday time, it did a lot, but then the stock fell almost 10% during market hours yesterday. And that really sucked, right? So Affirm basically got demolished. And that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that everyone's done shopping, and second of all, there's really not much else happening right now with COVID becoming a really big problem once again. Lockdowns and masks and other mandates are becoming even more strongly enforced than they were before. So it's pretty scary in the markets, and at any given time, buying QQQ could just start really falling down. So be very careful with what you try to trade. In terms of news and data, private payrolls, right? We have FOMC talking and possibly even Jerome Powell having to say something. Yesterday, Biden gave a speech about how, same thing he always says that he's trying. But unfortunately, there's not much that can be done since uh, dealing with viruses, treatment, and even the medical and pharmaceutical industries are mainly just related to business more than humanitarian things. So it's all about the money, and surprisingly, I haven't really heard much about the anti-COVID antiviral pill that came out, right? I haven't really seen any videos or discussion or anything about people who actually took the pill, and then started recovering, started doing better, stuff along those lines. So that's kind of something I'm looking forward to hearing about. The Chinese dimension of Omicron risk was in evidence overnight as Hong Kong suspended restaurant dining and closed its airports to arrivals from North America, Australia, UK, and India. So as you can see, obviously this is going to become an international issue all over the place. Stocks on watch today related to COVID are Pfizer and BNTX. So they said they're going to work together to put together something to really fight against the shingles that COVID is causing. So I'm not sure about everywhere, but in India, a lot of people that did get COVID ended up actually having reactivation of varicella zoster virus, which causes shingles. And shingles, although in America is pretty treatable, in other countries you don't really always have the antiviral medication easily available, and a lot of people actually died from something that shouldn't be killing you. Right, so they're working on things for that as well, and that might lead to Pfizer actually moving up again today. Nicola, I've been getting puts on them, but they actually went up a little bit today because of truck related news. But Nicola always falls heavy right afterwards, so we'll keep an eye on that too and see how that goes. And then as we approach the opening day, just stay online, wait for the calls, and let's see what happens, what plays we can make today.